Live demo in real time. Yo, I love this saw. First of all, I know some of y'all probably think by now that I'm a damn Milwaukee shield by now. This is why I don't even like showing my tools. But damn, this saw right here, this super sawzall, definitely worth the money. I think I only paid like $300 for it. Had to buy this battery separately. See, I got another one over there. But yeah, I'm working on a project right now for my a couple personal projects. This right here, you see I got the palette right here. I'm trying to put something together. I'm using some of my creative juices. I'm trying to get this thing figured out. Freedom Inc., what's up? So anyway, this right here, if you haven't seen my tool review on this Milwaukee Sawzall, I got it. You check it out, whatever. I'm not sponsored by them, so don't think I'm sponsored by them. They are not supporting me. They'd probably be appalled to know that I support them. But let's get to this bad boy right here. All right. Another tool every man needs. Well, I'm not going to say that, but it's a luxury item having this. Like, as a mobile mechanic or as somebody who does field work of any sort or for anything, this Wilton hitch vise right here, it's priceless. This shit is elite. And as you can see with this handle right here, if you got to drive somewhere and you got the jaws with the handle locked in this position, all you have to do is pull it out and you can turn it. And you can see the jaws stay in the same position. And of course it's attached to your hitch receiver. Love this thing. This thing has come in handy so many times. Anyway, got a couple projects going on. That's about it on that end. UFC fight night. Garden going good. Somebody said I put a lock on that. Ain't no need to in my area. Sure. I don't leave it in the hitch. That's one thing you don't do. I don't leave it in the hitch. You're not supposed to leave it in the receiver. Like, that's a given. Of course you're supposed to put all your tools up. But it's hot as hell out here again. So I'm gonna get to yelling. It's just a matter of time. I feel cool, calm, and collect today though. So I don't know. Today's a good day. You having a good day too. I don't know if nobody told you that yet, but you having a good day. You just don't know it yet. Go do something. Or go chill out. Y'all probably done already watched a gang of fear porn already. So your mind filled up with junk. Oh, who asked me about that Gorilla cart? Somebody said that Gorilla cart was on the way. Guys, look, I'm not sponsored by none of these people. Like all of this is organic. Like the tools you seen me show, even when I was doing tool reviews and auto repair, making auto repair content and tool review content, all of that was organic. I never was sponsored by any of these companies. I just like their tools. And there's a lot of people calling me a Milwaukee shill. Cut that shit out. I'm not a Milwaukee tool shill. I'm really not. I just like their tools. And then once you got their battery, everything else in their lineup will fall in place. Like you don't have to buy the tool and the battery. So I like that. That's what I like. Somebody said Harbor Freight tool. Nah. See, Harbor Freight is good for like singular things. Like one thing you get it, you really don't use that often. You go to Harbor Freight, you get a quick fix. But I order or go to Home Depot and get the Milwaukee stuff for the longevity of it, you know? And because I know if I get that tool, I'll have a battery for it. You understand what I'm saying? So I like that about that. Somebody said Harbor Freight straight junk. Nah, I disagree. Harbor Freight definitely has its purpose. It has its uses. I wouldn't get their locking pliers. No, I told you my experience with their locking pliers. Matter of fact, I'm looking for. Do I have my Crescent? I already put my Crescent pliers up. Oh, what is this? Oh shit, it's Cobalt. Well, these bitches come in handy too. But yeah, Milwaukee's locking pliers are garbage. Somebody said I'm too invested in Ryobi batteries to switch. Stay with Ryobi. I personally don't have nothing Ryobi. I don't do Ryobi tools. That's because I'm not invested in that lineup. But once you get invested in that lineup, yeah, it's easy to see why people don't want to switch. It's too much effort to just switch to something else, especially when you got all your ducks lined up that you're gonna fuck invested in this line, in this particular brand of tools. Somebody said I only have Bosch and Milwaukee. I mean, nothing wrong with Bosch. Cobalt copper loppers are good too. Lots of people love the Milwaukee. Oh, you talking about the pack out system? I have no use for that. A lot of construction workers use that though. I don't have no use for that. Somebody said Hilti is where it's at. Yeah. Somebody said Cobalt for life. I'm DeWalt. I don't have nothing DeWalt. Shout out to the DeWalt people. I don't own nothing DeWalt. Not even a damn screwdriver. Somebody said Black & Decker. Didn't they get bought out by like Walmart? Chicago Electric. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong. Them Chicago welder units are pretty decent. The flux welder, so. Somebody said we as screwdrivers. I don't know about that. Oh yeah, steel, yeah. Yeah, steel is where it's at. Yeah, for like the landscaping, like you would want to go steel. Like I don't do landscaping, so I stuck with Milwaukee. And I use Milwaukee for my auto repair stuff. So that just carried over into my lawn care stuff. Because they make lawn care tools, and I already have these batteries for like my impact wrench and my hex driver and my electric ratchets. So I mean that was a no-brainer. To get like the pole saw and the hedge trimmer and the weed whacker, that was a no-brainer. Somebody said Snap-on. See, Snap-on a one-trick pony though. Snap-on doesn't make nothing outside of automotive. And then you pay an ass load. If you're gonna pay a lot of money for a particular tool, knowing that tool brand has outside of your specialty tools, it would be worth it. Like let's say I paid I paid $300 for that impact wrench that high torque impact wrench when it first came out. That same battery I need for that impact wrench, I can use for my pole saw. So that works. Snap-on, there's nothing like that. It's great for automotive and you stick to automotive. Like they're specially designed for automotive mechanics. But anyway, that's enough on that. I don't know why that shit anxious to get out. But no, I wanted to finish my thoughts on black conservatives though. Because I was saying some things and people were taking it the wrong way when I said black conservative. Well, black people is the worst thing that happened to the conservative party. That's not that. Let me go back and clean that up. Let me refuck this duck. There's a lot of people in their feelings about that. This is what I'm saying. And I have experience in it. This is what I'm saying. All right, let's take the conservative movement, right? You had prominent black conservatives way before 2016 in the conservative party. They didn't get hardly any of the attention that black conservatives get today. You really didn't hear about them. They really weren't mentioned. They were there, but they weren't all the hype. You see what I'm saying? They weren't all the hype within the Republican movement. Fast forward 2016, Trump built a lot of black conservatives' careers. And once again, my theory for this, my hypothesis, my opinion, that's a better word. My opinion on this is because it seems like Republicans wanted to play ball when it comes to identity politics. Now, if you are indeed a Republican conservative, you may not want to hear that. Because that means you are just as bad as the left when it comes to identity politics. But I did sit there and see Republicans champion identity politics while saying they were against identity politics. For instance, Trump had the black content creator, black conservative summit meet, some shit like that, where there's nothing but black content creators. They went to the White House. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's identity politics, and you really can't. And a lot of the black conservatives that went there, like Brandon Tatum, they struggled to explain that one away. As a matter of fact, I specifically remember watching that Brandon Tatum video, and he said one of his subscribers, they asked him, they was like, "Yo, how come, you just had this thing at the White House, the black conservative?" Somebody, hold on real quick. Somebody said, "Are you gonna repair that headliner?" No, because like I said, I keep tools. I got tools up here on the headliner. These are my quick, easy reaches. Just something to reach real quick behind here. So no, and all in the back, nothing but tools up there, and it works. That's my system I got set up. It works. I don't need a headliner. Having a headliner would be counterproductive. Somebody said there's nothing wrong with identity politics. No, there's a lot wrong with identity politics. Let me fuck this duck. Let me break it down. You did. I respect your opinion though. There's a lot wrong with identity politics. Coming from somebody who was leading an organizational section. And I've already done my time for it. I can talk about these things freely. There's nothing to prosecute me for. But coming from somebody who was leading an organizational section, there's a lot wrong with identity politics. But back to Republicans. Once you start playing ball on that level, once you agree, once you consent that, hey, this is the norm, now it becomes the culture. Identity politics become the culture. And I'm going to show you how. Everybody champions black conservatives. And the black conservatives will tell you it is because black people, they're trying to get more black votes, more black people to vote Republican, to make black people feel they have a home with the Republican Party. So the Republicans will push these voices to the front to try to get the black vote. No one needs the black vote from what I understand. if indeed it is true that black people are only 13% of the population, there's no need for a black vote. All you need is the white vote. Well, white people are still what, 60, a good 60, 70%. Most black people don't even vote. So you don't need the black vote. But hold on, I got to sidetrack. This is what I'm saying. Like, identity politics is never good. I don't care who does it. When you have an organization that's geared, let's say it's geared towards Americans, and you allow a certain group of people to come in and perpetuate this my people shit, that's detrimental to your organization. Like you have a lot of pro-black people in the conservative party. You have a lot of undercover pro-black people in the conservative party. And a lot of these people that you champion have found a niche. They have filled, I don't know, some type of void. And now the culture has shifted to where this is popular. So now you have a whole bunch of grifters who couldn't make it on the left. So now they come over to the right, because right now the left has created a situation where it's so extreme that people just want to hear somebody confirm what they believe to be true. So now you have a lot of grifters. And now you have the my people. You have the my people in your party. It's not the my Americans, it's my people, black people. Whether they're pro-black or anti-pro-black, they still believe in this black community. And that will always come first over white people. So you see, once you let that into your movement, the division starts, and it's only a matter of time. The division starts, like it's happening right now. Then you let a whole bunch of pro-black, and keep in mind, I'm on the outside looking in. Right, I'm not a conservative, but I've studied all conservative talking points and arguments. I already know where they argue from. So I'm on the outside looking in, but I understand the situation from an objective point of view. It's all about perspective. That's why I say anytime you allow identity politics into your organization, it's going to end up folding. Because at some point you're going to start having contention. You're going to start beefing with each other. So now all of the black community, now you have black people, conservatives, you have black people, conservatives, they want to know, that they want a black agenda. They want a black agenda out of their president, out of their local representatives, officials. What can you do for black people? My people, black people, not white people, not all of us, is what can you do for my people? That's what I equate to being pro-black. The people still believe in this black community shit. So yeah, that's detrimental to your movement, your political party, organization, etc. This is always going to lead to strife. And then the black people you let in are going to start beefing amongst each other over who's doing it right. And I see a lot of that going on right now. So all I'm saying is, when it's organic, it's good. But when it's forced, because you have to own the left or you have to combat the left, so you allow this doctrine into your organization, this identity politics shit into your organization, and then you look the other way when bullshit happens because you feel like it's helping you own the left, own the libs, then it's not organic, and you want to sink and ship. Now, the reason I say a lot of these people have an agenda is because they want black votes. Agenda, that has agenda written all over it. So your only purpose is to acquire black votes. So like you have a bunch of black conservatives First of all, the name Black conservative is dumb as hell. Why you can't just be a conservative? Why is the emphasis on the black? That's division waiting. That's division in and of itself. Like there's white conservatives. I never hear white conservatives calling themselves white conservatives. All of this shit is division. It's all and the same thing is happening on the left. The same thing is happening on the left. All of this shit is division. That's why I don't pay these people no mind. That's why I listen to their arguments. I hear their talking points. But if your only purpose is to own the left, then you're really not making progress in life. Because owning the left is easy to do. But your obsession with the left is holding you back. So now this is how people get stuck in this left, in this Republican, Democrat, in these boxes. And they don't make progress. Like they're still talking about the same shit they was talking about back in 2016. And the black conservatives are still talking about how to get more black people into the conservative party. Not how to get more people, but how to get more black people. As if the black vote is that important. I see all of this shit as a scam. And these people over here are making so much money from this scam. So, 916 Explorer said, do you affiliate yourself with any political party? No, I'm ABK, and that's a mentality. I don't do political parties. I don't do political parties because for one, and I'm not, let me explain that real quick. I'm not a liberal, I'm not on the left. I'm not none of the isms. I'm basically an individual and I look at shit objectively. Like I have transcended the normal basic bullshit arguments that these parties have between each other, and I can look down on it and look at it, from a different world, because I'm not in this world. So that I feel like when you trap yourself with a title like Republican or Democrat, that prevents you from seeing the full picture in its entirety. And now when you do trap yourself, say I'm a conservative, now I am owned by an agenda, and my agenda is to get conservative votes. So now I have to do things in order to get more conservative votes and to sit here and talk to you people. I have to do things like twist history, say the Confederates were liberals. Now I have to hate the Confederate soldiers who fought for freedom against a tyrannical government. So I have to do things like that. I can't really acknowledge history. As a conservative in the upper as a Republican, you have to call what the left is doing Nazism. When I simply just don't believe that's true. I don't think Nazis were the bad guys. I don't think anybody who fights for their country legitimately is the bad guy. And I will not sit here and play like these events I know to be true that happen. I will not sit here and play dumb just to appease or toe a political party line. So you have to do all these things. Like take Brandon Tatum, for instance. Brandon Tatum, he cannot say what I just said. and this, because that money is important, because now you got that conservative base. I'm gonna talk, we gonna, because we family. I'm gonna be candid with you. I have no problem with any conservative or Republican. I don't have problems with Democrats. I feel like I'm one of the only people that know that shit doesn't matter. And let's say a shit hit the fan scenario happens, you will not care who's Republican and Democrat. It's all who can help who. Who has acquired enough skills in life that they can help their fellow man out? Who can build? Who knows how to lay a foundation and make it even? Who knows how to operate a dozer? Who can fix a vehicle? Who knows what different soil does what?
Who knows how to garden? Who can feed people? You know, shit like real life shit. Shout out to the diesel mechanics. Like real life shit that keeps the world going. That's what's important. The politics used to be important, but today it's a shit show. And I will not be associated with these politics of today. I will not be associated with a party that thinks Joe Biden is coherent or thinks Joe Biden is a legitimate pick to lead anything. And I also will not be associated with a political party who does nothing but complain about Joe Biden every fucking day. And their excuse for doing that is saying, well, they did it when Trump was in office. I don't do this tit for tat bullshit because you don't make progress in your life. Bro, y'all can use my videos however y'all want them. Like if you want to download my streams, download it, play it on your I don't care. It ain't like I'm a copyright strike. I don't care. I'm not asking nothing from you, from any of you people. I'm not taking donations from any of you people. YouTube is sweet because you get paid on YouTube, yes, but if you don't toe a particular line, not necessarily a party line, then that money decreases. So yeah, I make money from doing YouTube, like when you see them ads roll, and that's good, but a lot of niggas, my videos is demonetized. And I don't care. This is just me being honest with you. This is just honesty right here. I don't care what you do with this shit. I like this, that I can extort this shit and they extorting me back. But you guys are you guys. That's why I said these people that you look up to on YouTube or these other, they're entertainers at the end of the day. I cannot do nothing to help your life out. No different than Joe Biden could do something to help your life out. When you wake out of bed in the morning and you go outside, somebody say, I have the same Sawzall. Yeah, that shit tight, ain't it? I love it. But when you wake up, go get out of your bed and go outside into the world and fight the world. A lot of you have jobs, just like me. You got jobs and you got families to feed, just like me. That's no reason for me to sit up here and become, what do you call it? A grifter and grift a whole bunch of people and tickle their ears, tell them what they want to hear, and then justify it by saying, well, I got a family to feed, and then put it all on capitalism for why I'm a shitty human and a merchant. No, I'm not going to do that. Bro, I'm you. A lot of these other people that are human, I look at people as humans. They're people. These politicians and celebrities, they're people. I don't put high expectations on these people because at the end of the day, they're people. They're inherently flawed. I mean, that's you. This is why I don't get upset with Joe Biden, with Hunter Biden, with Trump. I'll talk about these people. I'll talk about them, make jokes about them. But at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm a man first. And it's my responsibility as a man to make sure my life is going according to its purpose. It's my responsibility as a man to make sure I take care of my family and do the best things I know to be true. Do the best I can for my family. Who are my people? Not these people I see on TV getting shot the fuck up by police. Those aren't my people. This is why I say there is no black community. There is no white community. If there was a black community where we can link our lineage back and be like, oh, we a tribe, we a community. Tell me why I'm 10% German. Where the fuck did that come from? Somebody would consider me black. But why the fuck do I have why is there German somewhere in me? Why do I have Indian, Native American somewhere in me? What the fuck is that about? That's another spell that needs to be broken. But there's so much money in keeping this black white shit going. It's like the joke goes all the way back to slavery. Bro, I'm not lying. The joke goes all the way back to the transatlantic slave trade. When you take your emotions out of that event that happened, you'll see it for what it is. We need work. There are workers. Workers came, workers worked. And then it's like later they made it something that it wasn't. I have no way of proving this, but I can use examples. Just like the Civil War, they put black people in that. Oh, they were fighting for black people. It's like events happen in history, and then they change the narrative to suit whatever current agenda is at play. So at the time, the Civil War wasn't fought over black people, but now everybody believes it was fought over black people. You know, the Holocaust, they make the Holocaust something it wasn't out to be. And you can see in history how the script flips happen over a decade. The script can flip. But yet they got everybody believing this narrative that they have put out for quote unquote black people to grab hold to and feel like victims with. So I mean, it's like it's like once you see through the bullshit, right? They change stories daily. It's like once you see through the bullshit, it's up to you to free yourself. No politician is going to help you do that. Nobody on YouTube is going to help you do that. I'm an entertainer. I'm here to entertain you all, and I know this. This truth. I can't do nothing to help fix your life. That's something you got to do. Just like I did. Just like how I got out of the bullshit and overcame certain obstacles that was in my way, just like everybody has to do. They may not be as extreme as mine, and they may not be as extreme as other people, but each of us individually got some shit we need to work out. And this is why I said you cannot be concerned with the country if your household is in shambles. Like that burden isn't on you. You trying to take on more than you could chew, and you will always feel depressed at the state of current affairs and how shit is turning out right now. This all you're gonna do is spiral out over every little piece of information they put out there in the news. The news is there and it's designed to make you feel helpless. That's why, and if there isn't no news, they gotta make some news and report on that shit. So let's take, what was I talking about? I was talking about the New Jersey neighbor, the one who everybody said was racist because he was calling his black neighbor names. He called him a nigger like twice and called him a monkey, which I personally thought was funny. And then he called him a Somali butt pirate. He didn't call him a Somali butt pirate. I added that last part on there because I think dude gay as fuck. But the white guy called the black dude a Somali, go back to Somalia or some shit like that. And I watched everybody, oh, that's racist. Oh, that's racist. You know, this is why I said it's all about perspective. Now, they run this clip. They show you the white dude yelling at the black dude. That's where, this is where the clip starts. White dude yelling at black dude. The media takes this narrative and they be like, oh, look, this is racism. Look at this white guy arguing with this poor, helpless black guy. And I watch these same Republicans who say facts over feelings sit there and criticize a man based off of 5 seconds of video that the mainstream media put out. You don't know this white man. You don't know that black man. And he's not American. He can sit there and say, I was born in this country. He can sit there and say that shit all day long. But nigga, no. You are Somali. That white guy was right, nigga. You are Somalian as fuck. You from Ghana. That nigga, he was not American. He was not no black American. He sound like the same people who cut me the fuck up. What is this, nigga? Sit down, nigga. I am from America, nigga. Please go away. Go away. He kept telling them, go away. Go away, nigga. Go away. They go over there. No, you're not black. And so what happened after that is a whole bunch of black people showed up in that man's area. And my first thought was, who sent these niggas? Niggas don't even link up like that when drug dealers shoot children in the neighborhood. But you can link up like that and form like Voltron and swarm on a neighborhood over a white guy who called a black guy a monkey. And this how you know it sound like a shine. It sound like a straight shine. If you ask me, all of it sounds staged. The whole thing sounds staged. But yet you got liberals, Democrats, conservatives, all of them the fucking same, criticizing the man. You ready to take this whole, let me play ball by how the world standards are set. Let me fuck this duck from the world's world. You willing to kill or take away the voice of this white guy, get him fired from his job because he was making jokes? The nigga obviously was a comedian. I found it funny. I may be the only one, but that shit was funny. What happened was, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. You had an altercation between a man and another man. That's how the media should have reported on it, but they won't do that because they need revenue. They need clicks. They need to generate money. They need to generate that money. So they know to keep you engaged, they have to keep up with this racist rhetoric. So now the narrative becomes, oh, look, this black man is being berated by this white guy. And this white guy is racist. And if you listen to the footage, nowhere in there, you don't even hear the words the white guy said. They bleep them out. How do I know what you're saying is true? Now, in another longer uncut footage, you did hear him call him a nigger. He said, hey, nigger. And then he called the two people. He was like, if you put your hands on me, and this monkey has it on camera, and this month. So obviously the black guy put his hands on the white guy at some point. But the white guy, this monkey talking to a black person, and this monkey, I don't know. They didn't show them. Maybe they look like monkeys. I don't know. As an authentic individual, I feel you should say the most hurtful shit possible when in an argument. But that's just me. Do I think he was racist? No. Do I think he thinks his race is better than black people? No. He was just an upset, angry white guy. I've heard worse from sober black people. You feel me? Somebody said it's not right. No, it's not right, but fucked up shit happens every day. Why is that any of your business with what's going on in that place? It's not. Who cares if a white guy in New Jersey calls somebody a nigger? Honestly, who cares? Who really cares? The only reason you care is because the media is telling you to care. Now, I'm going to give you an example. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example. If you remember, I told you what happened in prison with my cousin and those hammers. And not the hammers, they didn't even gangbang. They were just white guys. They didn't even gang. What was they, Peckerwoods? Anyway, my cousin, we in the penitentiary. My cousin sits down at the wrong table. Everybody knows that this particular penitentiary, at that time, Augusta Correction Facility, you do not sit at the front 4 tables in the chow hall. Every nigga knows this. The Bloods got their side. The Crips got their side. The Aryan Circle has their side. The Aryan Nation has their side because they were beefing. Then you got the GDs over here, 5%ers, Nation of Islam. So it was segregated. Now peep this. My cousin, black, he sits at the table with a whole bunch of white people. He was new. This was like his second day there. Sits at the table with a whole bunch of white people. One of the guys, Contra, he pop up like, yo, we don't want no fucking coons sitting at our fucking table. And it was some black people that heard it as it was happening. I wasn't in the chow hall. But some Hoovers, when I got back to the pod, the Hoovers came, they told me, was like, yo, we ready to get shit cracking. Cause the white boy was calling your cousin name. I said, no, see, this where respect come in. This where respect and wisdom come in. What I do, I went to the head circle, to the head of the Aryan circle, and we had a discussion man to man. Now he said, your cousin felt some type of way. Cousin came back and told me like a little bitch. I called my cousin. I said, what did you do when it happened? I ain't do nothing. I moved. That's some bitch shit. If you're not gonna fight for yourself, don't expect me to fight for you. If you fought and the white guys jumped you, it'd be a different story. Now, I went to the Aryan circle. I went to the head. We popped. We talked. We got it. We cracked on that issue. And out of that talk, what was said was, yo, just promise me that it'll be a fair fight. Because my cousin didn't want to fight him. So I told him, I was like, yeah, no problem. You see how it wasn't a race thing? You see how one white guy said some off the wall shit to my cousin and all the black guys in prison didn't make a whole issue of it? We didn't equate that to our race. You see what I'm saying? Like we didn't take offense of what the white guy said. He directed the at my cousin. What was the offense? He sat at a table that was reserved for that particular gang or white guys. That was the offense. Everybody there knows it. Now it's man to man. There's no need to involve different organizations or nations or groups or gangs into that beef. So since the Hoovers and the Crips was deep on that cell block, we had him going there in a cell, Country went in the cell, and they had to fight. One-on-one. Nobody got involved in that. That's respect. That's man to man. That is their business. This true shit. Like I got what people say, receipts. Man, I got folks in there I could pull up right now. Like, this is how men carry their shit. There was no backlash on the Hammers, the Vikings. I botched all their organizations, but it was no back. It wasn't no. Oh, we got to do something about these white guys. There was none of that. It was a situation, and it was quickly contained and then neutralized. And then after they fought, they shook hands. End of story. End of story. It didn't matter what I called my cousin a nigger, a coon, a spook, a spick, a wetback, a kike, a Jew. It didn't matter what he called. All the names that trigger the algorithm. A faggot. It didn't matter what he called my cousin. At that moment, when that man has word you, that's for you to deal with. There is no us. It don't matter if you gang or not. It don't matter if you Crip, Hoover or not. And the Bloods was the same way. So this is why I feel like I can speak on that situation, because the mainstream media did what it did back then. They blew it up. And because the mainstream media blew it up, that shit went viral online. And the part where the white guy gave his address out was played repeatedly. So a whole bunch of black people showed up that weren't even in that neighborhood, that didn't even live in that neighborhood. Somebody said, do you think your penitentiary changed your perspective? You damn right. I don't suggest or imply, or I don't glorify going to prison. That shit is for suckers. That shit is whack as fuck. But let me explain something to you. If you let bad situations open your eyes to certain things, you can come out on top. This is why I tell people, don't duck adversity. That strife, that adversity, that hard time, that hard time, that shit made me and molded me. And And this isn't glory. I'm not telling nobody to go to prison. You do not have to go to prison to do this. We are all individuals, and we individually learn in our individual way. It doesn't matter whether you link up and form a group or not. People experience different experiences in their life differently. So yes, prison affected me in a positive way. And if I hadn't went to prison, 9 times out of 10, I'd have got shot. I'd have been done. Because I was involved in too much shit going on. Somebody would have killed me, or I would have killed somebody and been down for life. Those were my only 2 options on the way I was going. And I did that shit. Ain't no need to sit up here and be like non-violent felon. Nah, I did that shit and I owned that shit. I said that's a part of growing. You gotta take responsibilities for your actions. And I did some fucked up shit. And I'm not gonna lie and sit here act like I'm holier than thou. Nah, nigga, I deserve to be in prison for what the fuck I did. But going there definitely changed my perspective and my outlook on life. So with that situation between my cousin and that white guy named Country, that shows you how men handle situations and beefs. And they were cool. After they fought, my cousin won. After they fought, they were cool. All the crip, my whole gang, my whole set, we were cool with Country after that because he was on our cell block. We didn't jump him. We were cool. We still store boxed them, did business with them, and we still had business with the Aryans. Everything was cool until, like I told y'all, the mainstream media was pumping out that Trayvon Martin shit 24/7. And that's when everybody got on their super race shit. Everybody did. It was white people we were cool with that we stopped being cool with just because the TV told us to. Just because the TV made us feel like white people were out to get us when they weren't. This is why I'm telling you, when you look at that New Jersey shit that happened and they show you, and they show you, when you look at that shit that happened with the racist neighbor in New Jersey, and they show you that this guy, and that when you look at let me go rewind that. When you look at what happened on the TV with this racist neighbor in New Jersey yelling at this black man, it's put in your face for a reason. It's designed to get you in your emotions. It's designed to make white people look at that event and say, well, if that had been a white guy and a whole bunch of white people showed up to a black man's house like that, they would be calling us the Klan. So now you get in your victim shit. Well, this what happened at this, and rightfully so. I'm not mad. I'm not saying I'm not doing that. This is what I'm telling you how they want you to feel. And then when black people do it, black people see it and be like, oh, well, 1,000 black people showing up isn't good enough. And how come the cops had to protect him? If that had been, if that guy had been white, the cops would have, they flip it. Nothing is ever good enough. Nothing is ever good enough. So this why you see me doing things that I be doing, because I understand that when you stay in that world, nothing will ever be. When I say that world, I'm talking about this Democrat Republican shit. Nothing is ever good enough. You will never be satisfied. If you're looking for a gotcha moment, it'll never come. If you're waiting for a moment to wake your parents up or to wake your children up to the Democrat, it'll never fucking come. The only way it comes is through sincerity. And at that time, you shouldn't have an agenda for which to bring people over to your party. Because that's a hell of an agenda. And that party is actively fucking people over too. Both parties are actively fucking people over. So at this point, people be like, well, what do we do? You do what Americans do. What are Americans built for? I'm asking you a question. That's why I said my mentality is ABK, anybody killer. This is why I garden. This is why I'm trying to be as self-sustainable as possible and independent from that system as possible. And actively looking for conditions that'll help my family. I don't have a purpose for you. I don't have an agenda for you. That's up for you to do. I don't want you to come to the Republican side. I'm not trying to talk you into being a liberal. I'm just up here talking my shit. If you extract value from it, then that's what you do. But understand, wisdom is applied knowledge. Now, you can listen to all the books. You can read all the books and listen to all of the pastors and philosophers, politicians, and people who sound like they know something about life. You can listen to all of man's doctrines, dogmas, ideologies. At the end of the day, it's up to you to do something about it. And if you refuse to do something about it, or you pass your responsibility to do something about your own personal life, and you put that responsibility in other people's hands, then don't complain when shit don't go your way, because now you're just a bitch ass victim. And I'm anti-bitch. I'm anti-bitch. I'm for y'all my people. I don't give a fuck if you white, black. I don't even care if you think you're racist. I don't even care if you don't like black people. But there's nothing you can say that can offend me. I can't, cause like I said, I come from a situation where if you offend somebody, you get punched in the fucking mouth. That doesn't happen out here. So you got it good by default. Remember that. You go through no adversity. You literally have no one stopping you. There's no one putting a gun to your head, forcing you not to do something or to do something. There really isn't. This isn't freedom, but it's freedom. You can't just sit here and look at, oh, we're losing our freedoms. I'm not. As a matter of fact, like I was telling Cold Springs Queen, for real, I felt more free in solitary confinement than I had did up at any point in my life up until then. I was more free in there than out here. You just gotta put mind over matter in certain situations. You can see through the bullshit, see through it, and don't let that shit run you. Like, it's a lot of white people that were never racist. This is what is a spell. There's a lot of white people that loved black people. There's a lot of white people. It was like, yeah, I don't have no problem with black people, but they see the shit coming from the left. And they're constantly being called racist. And all these other phobic names. And if you do that shit enough and add in the fact that the right keeps constantly reporting on this shit and reinforcing this shit, when you have enough of that shit happening, eventually you come to despise black people. And I'm not even gonna lie, understandably so. I put myself in other people's shoes to figure out how they might feel about certain situations before I fully come to a conclusion on the matter. That's another thing the penitentiary taught me. So I can see it. I can see it from my perspective. I can see it from the pro-black perspective. And I can see it from the pro-white perspective. Because I've dealt with both groups physically, not this online shit. Like I told, this online shit is virtual reality. It's not real. You can't reach out and touch me. And if you say something slick to me in my comment section, I can't punch you in the mouth for it. So this shit isn't real to me. This shit is virtual reality. This isn't the real world. I've dealt with these groups up close and personal in the real world. That's why when they kept trying to tell me Trump supporters are racist, no, they're not. No, they're not. That's why I did the skit and I said no self-respecting white supremacists will support a president that gave his daughter to a Jew. And you know what? No self-respecting black supremacists would do the same thing. Because 100 niggas hate Jews more than white people do. I don't. I'm just telling you what the fuck it is. Like, black people are no respecter of groups. And just because they're sheltered, or just because it appears that they're favored, or what's the word, protected by the government, doesn't mean that they're a respecter of groups. But I will say this. It seems like it seems like, so I see where all of this is headed. This is why I say I'm not in a political party, because the political parties are going to keep you going around in circles. You'll have the left do something and then the right reacts to what the left did. The Republicans are reactionaries. They don't get shit done. They don't get shit cracking. The left get more shit cracking than the right does. And the right just points and complains about it. And then when you check them for complaining about it and not offering no solutions, they point and say, well, they did it when Trump was in office, so I'm just doing it. Or they will play ball with the left and engage in leftist tactics. And then when you call them out on it, they'll say something like, I just want to hold the Democrats to their standard of cancel culture, or some gay shit like that. That's not what men do. This is why I don't talk about what the left does for real. Because the left is gay as fuck. You don't engage gay people. I learned that in prison too. You don't engage gay people. You don't kick it with faggots. They'll always get you into some shit. Just like I said, they are the retarded child that needs to be kept in the basement when company comes over. That's all I'm saying. So there's no point to talk about these niggas. And what I look, and all of these headline people that just read headlines, that think they're fighting the system, you're actively working for the system. You're actively working for the system. Put it this way, you have a lot of people that don't watch the mainstream media, but they look at some of these content creators online. So when your favorite content creator is bringing you this bullshit about racism every fucking day, how's that gonna make you feel? Like you watching mainstream media, because you are. The type of content creators that make a living, that get donations, that make money from reading mainstream media headlines, are actively working for the same people they say they're against, whether they know it or not. You're actively bringing despair into people's lives, whether you know it or not. Like, this is what people feed off of. This is what people feed off of. This is why I've taken, somebody said I took the clown pill. No, I didn't. But I'll find the funny in everything. Because some of this shit tickles me. Because like I said, I'm built for consequences. So some of this shit just tickles me. And I laugh at it. Because it's funny. Man, I'm not being funny today, but there's just some real shit between me and you. Like when I see more people, when I see more and more YouTubers specifically, I'm gonna specifically talk about YouTubers. When I see more and more YouTubers boasting about their view counts than the content of their actual message, you are working for the beast system that you claim to be against. It isn't about the view count. Some people will defend that shit and say, well, a 250,000 people watch this. It must mean he's telling the truth. The truth is boring. People don't want to hear the truth. The truth is boring as fuck. The truth isn't sensational. And people chase sensational. Sensationalism is what pays the bills. Sensationalism will have you looking at two neighbors who always get into it with each other through the lens of racism instead of calling it what the fuck it is. Two men who hate each other, who probably would have been cool the next fucking day or a week later or a month later if the news hadn't got involved. Nope, the current truth is not sensational. The current truth is not sensational. Somebody said the current truth is kind of no, the fuck it's not. It's boring. That's why people hype it up. People need to hype up. People need to hype it up. They need to add 100 on 10. They add to it. It's not sensational. That event is not truth. Racism is not truth. White supremacists, white men being the number one terrorist organization, white men being the number one terrorist threat to the US is not truth, but it's sensational. You get the picture. Not only is it sensational, it causes white men to click on it. Why do they click on it? So they can report on it. So now they drive up their revenue. It's a cycle going round and round in circles where these people feed off each other. They bring you the bullshit to have you feeling some type of way. It's just like with this bullshit ass virus. What's sensational is, oh, lab leak, man-made virus designed to kill a whole bunch of people. Sensational. What's sensational is, oh, a bat. It jumped from an animal to a bat. Sensational. But what isn't sensational is, hey, viruses don't make you sick. That's not sensational. That won't sell. So you have once you get out your emotions and you're able to see things for what they really are, this shit really don't bother you. David Smith said it wasn't a leak, it was intentionally released. That's what I'm talking about. That's sensational. No, the fuck it wasn't. That whole lab, that shit was a fucking front. From the jump, I seen it from the get-go. When this shit start to die down, they're going to introduce this. And they had a lot of people introducing this lab leak theory early on, and it was allowed on mainstream television. So now it scares people and gets people into thinking that, hey, these measures were appropriate because we don't know what we're dealing with here. It reinforces the mainstream narrative while appearing to be countering or combating the mainstream narrative. It's all the same shit, people. Like they got you just when you think you got it figured out, you don't. Yeah, well, I don't even try no more. It's sensational though. You see a lab leak or a man-made virus that was manipulated by Fauci, and it implements Fauci. They could use your hatred towards these politicians and liberals against you and have you going with agendas that go against your self-interest. So now because you hate Fauci, you'll gravitate more towards a lab leak theory than the actual fucking truth. Because it implies that Fauci is bad, man, and you have been telling your family members Fauci is bad, but they don't care because they like Fauci. Now you have proof. Look, Fauci funded the Wuhan lab. Look what Fauci's involved in. And guess what? They still don't care. They still love Fauci. They're going to keep you going around and around in circles. This is what this matrix is designed to do. Just when you think you're getting out of it, they put you right the fuck back in it. And it's not physical, it's spiritual. You got to spiritually be released from that shit. Somebody said, can you give your thoughts on the internal combustion engine being phased out? That's gay. I hate it. Those are my thoughts. Put that shit on wax. Next, who else got a question? That's one of the reasons I started making skits, because in the UK, Boris Johnson said they're gonna stop making they're gonna stop making internal combustion motors by 2030. So that's another thing. In our childhood, they had us reading books and watching movies where we thought that we were going to have flying cars by 2020, 2030, 2050. We thought we was going to have all this goofy shit going on. But it looks like they set us up to believe in that, but actually we're going back in time. This is why I said, bring it. Bring on the bullshit. A lot of people scared for the future. I'm excited because I'm a fucking survivor. I don't give a fuck one way or another. You can throw any obstacles in my fucking way. That's why I said I relate to that creeping vine plant that grows my cucumbers, because it don't matter what you put in its way, it's going to grow up it and continue to grow forward. It knows, it don't know, it doesn't chill. It has no chill. It's like chill out. What the fuck is that? No, I'm gonna grow up this shit. You put it there, it's gonna keep growing. That's why I said it looked like these hands is gonna start making a comeback. That's why I told you, get your fucking horses. That's why I told you, it looked like it looked like we're gonna make horses great again. Everybody was talking shit about the Amish people. Well, now it looked like they were right. Somebody said, nah, the beast system is cyber. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And it's a system that we allow ourselves to be trapped in. And the majority of this is done through our own desires. We are the beast system. It's us. We're the ones driving it. We oil it. Look at us. It's us. There is no they. It's us. It's what we allow will continue to happen. And it's what the people put up with. Like, you can, like, the older I get, the more I think about it. Like, you can get mad at the government all you want, but it's your mommy. It's your auntie. It's your son, your niece, your nephew, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your baby daddy. These are the people keeping the machine going. This is why family is important. This is why the household is important. Not the government or any of that shit. You got to fix your own and you got to fix your house. That's why I said the solution starts with forgiving somebody. Getting cool with people. Go meet people. Your neighbors. Try to be as valuable as possible in a real life way. You are the enemy because you allowed this. You know how many government agents. This is why, nigga, DC. Look at our military. and tell me we aren't the beast system. Look at the National Guard and tell us we aren't the beast system. Look at the police. The police consist of our fathers, brothers, sisters, and daughters, and tell us we aren't the beast system. There is no they. It's you. It's you. This is why I say it starts on an individual level. You can't fix the world. You can't fix the country. You're not built for that. What you can do is try to get your household in order. Be the best you that you can possibly be, and be the change that you want to see. And the rest of this shit will work itself out. If everybody did that, you wouldn't have to worry about what that person going to do with that. Like, a lot of people scared putting out this fear porn shit talking about Joe Biden going to have people going door to door to get the vaccine. Who gives a fuck? See, these are my people. The people that heard that shit, it was like, that's funny. Because they don't give a fuck. Somebody going to say, well, you should give a fuck. They're going to make you get it. No, nigga, they're going to make you get it. My people, my people ain't going to get it regardless. Because they don't want that shit. And if you do want it, if it's sincere, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I don't give a fuck whether you do or you don't. I won't. You'll never see me getting this shit. Ever. I don't give a fuck what it takes. Nigga, what if they niggas throw hypothetical situations out? What if they put you in jail? I've been to jail before. It's not really that bad. Having no responsibility. Ain't no fucking light bill in jail. Well, yeah, they taking $2 a day from me, but damn. It's not that bad. But what if you got an penitentiary? It's not that bad. I will be happy. I'm good either way. Why? Because my mindset good. You got to have a healthy outlook on life. Running around with this fear shit, it ain't gonna do shit but make other people scared. You can't have scared soldiers. This is why I keep bringing up 300. The movie 300, King Leonidas. Those men knew they were marching to their death. But King Leonidas, we not gonna talk about the story plot. You know they were really slaves. We not gonna. Let's fuck this duck as the movie has told us. The narrative that the movie gave us. Those men knew they were marching to their death. But they still fought with honor and they fought hard. Like they can win. When they left, King Leonidas didn't tell them, yo, you know we gonna die, right? You know we gotta go out here, we gotta die. Nah, he made jokes. They laughed. They laughed. One of Xerxes' people said, yo, our arrows gonna blot out the sky. This nigga said, well, we'll fight in the shade. Comedians, see? That's what I'm talking about. I'll fight in the shade. Fuck it. Leave it to Beaver. Who cares? Don't fall in this trap that the mainstream media is setting for you. Half of you wouldn't even know there's a problem if you didn't watch TV or pick up your cell phone while you was taking this shit and start scrolling through YouTube. You wouldn't even know it's a fucking problem. Half of you got good families, got a good life. Then you get on the internet and act all, oh, we're all gonna die. And it's like, that's not your reality. And they not gonna come to your door with no bullshit. How long they been saying they gonna come to your door with some bullshit, and then come to your door with some bullshit? Never. It's just like I said, they not gonna take your fucking guns that way neither. Somebody brought up Katrina. That's a good point. They was going door to door taking your weapons, but you know what? They weren't met with resistance. So yes, People are only going to do what you allow them to do. And those people in that documentary willingly gave up their firearms. How many guns is in your house? Well, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got a Mossberg pump. We'll give it to us. We got to save you quick. Hurry. People willingly handed that shit over. That's like complaining about people giving up their firearms in a gun buyback program. It's like they're already in line. They have already conditioned themselves to believe that this is what we need to do. You're not going to save those people. That's not gun confiscation at that point. That is retardation of the people at that point. What they're going to do is a death. They're going to do death by 1,000 cuts. And your job is to resist every step of the way. End of story. There is nothing to keep talking about on that issue. Don't fucking comply. Don't do it. You don't need to keep updating people or what the Supreme Court said or what this Senate is doing, what the senators doing, or what Ron DeSantis or Abbott did in Texas. No one gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you in Illinois. I don't give a fuck if you I don't give a fuck if you in Illinois, a state with the most gun restrictions. What, New York? Who gives a fuck? If you give up your shit, nigga, that's on you. You a bitch. That's on you. Don't blame politicians for that shit. You just wasn't built for the consequences. So now you want to put the responsibility of you being a bitch on somebody else. Oh, this is Biden's America. No, you just a bitch. Don't give a fuck how hard it is. Well, how come in Texas they can get suppressors now and we can't? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you fucking can. You can get anything you fucking. I'm not gonna say I know people, but everybody knows. We all know somebody with street sweepers. We're not gonna get into that, but but it's all on what you allow. It's all about it's all about what you allow to happen. Somebody said there is no more fight. There is no more fighting spirit. I mean, you kind of got a point, but you know, there is. Like, people think this shit is over, it's a wrap. It's not. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, go out and fight people. There is no one to fight. There really isn't. The only thing I tell you is do your thing. Do your thing, fuck the consequences. Or got that salt, they got that Bill Gates mosquito in this bitch. The only thing I can try to tell you, it's like when I look at Waco, when I look at the events that happened in Waco, Texas, it's like they weren't outside of the compound just, you know, shooting up shit. You know, they were just minding their own fucking business. It's just when the bullshit came, they was about that action. That's it. That's what. Do you? And when the bullshit come, be ready to defend yourself. Don't just roll the fuck over. And if that shit sounds too extreme for you, then you're not built for consequences. If that sounds too extreme for you, then you're not ready for freedom. That's it. Mind your business. Be the best person you could be. But don't duck that bullshit. Respect yourself. Somebody said, and stop letting your groups be infiltrated by the FBI. Yeah, that's another thing. Wasn't ain't the Proud Boys, ain't they leader like an FBI agent or some shit? What the fuck is up with that shit? What ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no bro, you got to earn my loyalty, first of all. Ain't no coming back from that. Once people be like, oh, your FBI niggas is FBI agents and informants, ain't no coming back. This is why gangs participate in cancel culture. The first thing you do when you want to join is somebody gonna get a hold of your paperwork and see what your charges are. And if you done anything like fucking with kids or raping women, then you can't join. Then at that point, it's like you can't join. So, yeah, niggas need to start asking for some fucking paperwork. This why I always tell. This why I say what I say about conservatives. They let anybody join. Just for saying a couple things that they like to hear. This how you can any conservative group or movement. All you got to do is say abortion is murder. They'll let you the fuck in with open arms. You're too fucking predictable. You got Bernie bros running around in your fucking group. He's so conservative. He has conservative values. No, the fuck he don't. He just making money off you because you weak, you soft, you stupid, and you don't know how to stand alone. Some people want more and more people to see. Some people want people to wake up so bad, and wanting more and more people to wake up can actually be counterproductive. That can actually do more harm than good. Sometimes you got to rock with the people you got. Prison taught me that. So let me wrap this up. That's all I was saying about, black conservative. And I know the black conservatives, like I actually like Bryson Gray. I like that Safe Space video he did. Shout out to Bryson Gray, but I mean he the same way. I look at them all the same. Like when it like niggas like Brandon Tatum, Mars Teray, all of them, and they appear to be slight different, but it's all the same at the end of the day. They seem to be Amazing Lucas, ABL. People think Amazing Lucas has become this liberal all of a fucking sudden because he stopped towing that conservative party line. That's another thing. That's how you know it's not organic. If you got a base, supporters or subscribers that only like you when you saying what they want you to say, that shit not organic. That's why I'll switch up. I don't never switch up, but I grow. I allow myself to grow. Like when I stopped doing skits and all the shit I got from doing that shit, from not making skits no more, it's like you really get to see what people made of. That's through not a hard spot, but it's like being refined by fire. It's like I don't know how to explain it. I know what it is. I just don't know how to explain it. But it's like, as soon as people, this is why I said, if a lot of people hop off of this Trump train, they're going to lose the money. And that YouTube money be looking good. So people need to perpetuate this fucking lie. Whether it be the pro-black lie, the black community lie, the black conservative lie, or the Trump lie. People need to perpetuate it because they have fallen into a groove and they have cultured this following where this is how they make their money. Now they can't switch up, because if they switch up, that means that they won't make as much money as they did last month, because they'll keep on losing people. Like, I'm giving y'all the game whether y'all want to hear it or not. This is how the fuck it goes. This is what you call grifting. And some of these people are sincere. They sincerely want more and more money. And they will tell you, however, right or wrong, whatever you want to hear to get it. Like I was talking about the conservative twins a couple streams ago. How you think their main followers are going to feel if they hear the conservative twins saying, praising Robert E. Lee? They're going to lose a whole bunch of people. Some people not willing to do that. Some people, it's all about the money. And those people are easy to spot. I call them merchants. There's different class of merchants. Notice how I said merchant and not businessman. There's a big ass difference. There's a big ass difference. Like this shit, this whole game, this whole illusion that people are selling you, that, hey, if we get enough black voters in the Republican Party, we can fix the world. That whole illusion, or we can wake America up. That whole illusion, we can save America if we have enough black people voting Republican. You can't save America. Saving America requires saving yourself. And black people can't save themselves if they're tethered to a black community. Black people can't save themselves if they're tethered through an artificial community to a destructive culture that's not even really a culture. That's impossible. All you're doing is bringing that into the conservative movement and destroying the conservative movement from the inside out. And this is coming from an objective perspective. This is real shit. I have no dog in this fight, people. I have no dog in this fight. I'm not making money off of you. I'm making money directly from YouTube ads. I'm not invested in keeping everybody here. I'm not financially invested in keeping you here. I don't give a fuck if you stay here or not. I don't care if Susan wipes my channel tomorrow, which could very well happen. What I care about is growing for myself. And if that inspires somebody, then that's what the fuck it is. But I don't care. I don't care about views, clothes. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't give a fuck if you're white. I don't give a fuck if you're black. And like I told people, I am not pro-white. People get that shit fucked up too. I'm not pro-white. And I'm not pro-black. I already told people what pro I am. Like, if you can't keep it real with your audience because you feel like you're going to lose your audience, then eventually you will lose your audience, because a lot of people are seeing through some of these content creators that are worse than the people on mainstream media. Yes, somebody said, am I pro Sawzall? Yes, I am pro Sawzall. I am pro Milwaukee. Please don't call me a Milwaukee shill. I haven't received no shackles yet for my Milwaukee endeavors. I have not received no. I'm pro ABK. There you go. You know. Yeah, people want to vote harder. People want the black vote to count so fucking bad. It's like nobody needs a bunch of black people in their party. Coming from put myself and say, let me put myself and say Prager you, Dennis Prager shoes. We don't need black people for real. And black people aren't making this shit work. I'm just speaking the truth. Black people aren't going to help your organization. People with the same core values and ideology as you are going to help your organization, whatever that is. The moment you start trying to bring in black people to combat the left, to own the left, so that those black people, because you as a white person feel, oh, I can't say these things, so let me hire Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum or some of these other white black people to do these things. Then you start playing ball with the left. And it don't even have to be like that. It's shit set in motion and spiritual. These people just automatically do it. And the effect is that you start playing ball. It should never have been no Black Conservative Inc., Black Conservative Summit meeting, black content. All this black only shit coming from the right is fucking disgusting. And if the shoe, this is how you gauge if something's appropriate. Ask yourself, if I flip this, would I still be able to do it? No. If I flip this, would I be able to do it? Would I be able to get away with having a white conservatives, a white content creator or a white conservative Inc. situation at the White House? You just gonna keep going around in circles. You just gonna keep going around in circles. And I know conservatives don't want to hear this. And that shit weak. All you white people that feel like that shit weak as fuck. And you are not welcome in my zombie apocalypse group. All the white people that felt like, I can't say these things, but he's black, he can say it, so you push the black people to the forefront to speak for you. That shit gay as fuck. That shit gay as stop being gay. Like, I don't even believe in white and black people like that, but I just speak on it because I'm in this world and that's what y'all understand. When white people do that shit gay as fuck. Dennis Prager, gay as fuck. Dennis Prager, gay. Laura Ingraham, gay. Benjamin Shapiro, gay. Donald Trump, gay. Republicans, gay. I mean that shit gay. This shit gay, man. It's like you don't want to put the work in yourself. Don't be scared of getting them daggers. I guess what you want somebody white to tell you this? You know, I don't know. But, you know, I'm going to tell you. Somebody said angry black man. I'm not even angry. Somebody said, can you run for president? Fuck no. Nobody wants to be the president. You become the fall guy for everything wrong with anything. Some of y'all blaming Biden for shit that he has no fucking control over. Biden can barely control his bowel movements. Once you agree to take that position of president, not only do you realize you really have no power as president, you get blamed for everything while having the power to fix nothing. Like, why the fuck is it only 5 miles of wall that Trump built and everything else was from an outside, from a private company? All that wall talk and government shutdown shit. It's like, why the fuck? It's like all you can do is make pipe dreams and some shit they allow to get through to keep people hopelessly dependent on you. But at the end of the day, you're still for big government, no matter if you're Democrat or Republican. And the Democrats did a hell of a switch. They used to be against Monsanto, big corporations, big government. Now it's like it's a script flip. And they make you think these people have power and they have no power. The only thing a politician is good for is flying over to Israel and kissing that Wailing Wall with a small hat on. You've seen Biden in his pictures kissing that Wailing Wall. You've seen Trump in his picture kissing that Wailing Wall. Like, what do you expect, people? Stop expecting shit from them. You're the one with the power. You are more than a conqueror. Literally. No matter who you are, black, white, it don't matter. Where you at? Australian, Canadian? It don't matter. I'm talking to everybody. It's you. These people can't even control their bowel movements. And you put hope in these people. Like, and stop bringing up this vaccine shit. And somebody said, "No, I'm gonna keep saying vaccine. I'm not gonna self-censor myself for nobody or no algorithm. Vaccine. Yes, I'm anti-vax in the sense of the word that you believe what anti-vax is, even though I believe they should take it. I don't give a fuck. Don't fucking take it. They already clapped me for medical misinformation. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm fucking retarded. I'll say what the fuck I want to say. Don't fucking take it. And don't let anybody make you feel like you have to take it. And if you want to take it, go fucking get it. Who gives a fuck at this point? It's my mother. Well, if your mother hasn't gotten it by now, she's not going to fucking get it. I hate to tell you that. I hate to fucking tell you that. I don't give a fuck what propaganda they put on TV about them going door to door. They're not going to make you get it. You're going to be the one that makes you get it. That's up to you. It's always been up to you. I don't want to hear no excuses. No, fuck that. I'm like a little league coach. No excuses. Now go run suicides. Some of you niggas need to go run suicides. Some of you niggas need to just go in the backyard and start digging holes for no reason till you get tired. Drink some water, go back outside and do it the fuck again. I forget, one of my subscribers told me that her dad made her brother go outside and dig holes when he got in trouble. Shout out to you, whatever your name is. But some of you niggas need to do that shit. Somebody said the chat is full of fact checkers. What does that mean? Who is in the chat room fact checking shit? Somebody said, "You a handsome young man, won't you vax that thing up?" If you're talking about the Juvenile, the rapper dude Juvenile, who I used to listen to, coming out with that pro-vaccine song, that's funny to me. That shit was comedic gold. I'm not even mad at that. It's not even nothing to make a thumbnail about and do a 15-minute video on. This shit was funny. He's a merchant, people. This is what they do. Don't get mad at it. Accept it for what it is. This is what these people do. Everybody's a faggot for money. Remember that. Somebody should put that in quotes. Like when I die, with my face. And under it is on everybody's a faggot for money. With the slash, it says BG. They are. What Juvenile did is no different than what some of your favorite YouTube people are doing. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Merchants is gonna merch. He needed that coin. Shit, I ain't even mad at him. He needed money. He a washed up rapper. They come to you with a deal. A lot of y'all, they'll come to you with a deal and you'll fucking sign your name on that dotted line. This is why this is what merchants do. There's nothing to be outraged over. It's funny. It's funny. At least he hasn't come out against the vaccine at one point and then went and made a pro-vax song. So in that regard, Juvenile making that song, he still get more respect out of me than Ben Shapiro. Now Ben Shapiro pushing the vaccine on people. When it seems last year you were against it. Merchant. So yeah, vax that thing up. Yeah, that shit gets more respect out of me than that shit Ben Shapiro pumping out. Somebody said, respect that. Listen, when you have a guy that you believe is on your side, pro-freedom side, libertarian, I don't know what the fuck you think Ben Shapiro is. And he comes out like he's against the vaccine and then he starts promoting it. No, there's no honor in that. When Juvenile comes out of nowhere. A lot of you niggas didn't even know who Juvenile was last week. But now because some of your favorite conservative outlets have shared that song in outrage, now you know about him. Juvenile never came out and said he was against the vaccine. So when he makes a song that's pro-vax, yeah, I can respect that song more than anything Ben Shapiro is putting out. This is what it be. Don't worry about the left. It be the people in your own organization, in your own clique, group, gang, that's going to do you worse than any enemy will. Because you put your faith in it. None of y'all check for Juvenile. None of you people watch Juvenile. Half of you didn't even know who he was last week. But most of you niggas know who Ben Shapiro is. And that's dangerous. You get the picture. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I can respect vax that thing up. Vax that thing up. Girl, you look good once you vax that thing up. Instead of that Ben Shapiro shit.
Yeah, everybody needs to go and get their vaccine. If you get your vaccine, fine, and then we can all go back to normal. Everybody needs to get their vaccine.
I respect that Ben Shapiro shit. No, I respect that Juvenile shit more than that Ben Shapiro shit. And this is why I can't fuck with the Republican Party. Because the Republican Party, while you laughing at Juvenile for making that vax that thing up song, Fox News and Newsmax constantly put Alan Dershowitz on their programs. And Alan Dershowitz is the same guy that said you have no right to refuse the vaccine. So yeah, that Juvenile song, vax that thing up, I can respect it because he's making that money. But he's not grifting people. He didn't pretend like he was a part of your pro-freedom organizations and ideology. He's a merchant. He's the type of merchant you can see a mile away. Cold Springs Queen, what's up? I like you, Cold Spring Queen. You a cool person. I like you. Somebody say, how do I super chat? You don't super chat. Some Relentless Enigma said, y'all watch the news? Yes, Relentless Enigma. These niggas say, why? Merchants got us blaming whites and bats for everything. Correct. Naomi doesn't matter. Said, be your own hero. Be the change that you want to see. Well, I'm out.